Hello, fifth grade friends. Here I am again. This time, though, I'm here to read you a story called First Day Jitters. Now, I know it's getting close to the time of school starting, your first day of fifth grade, but while we all will have a few butterflies in our stomachs, I don't want you to be too worried about that first day of school. So I would like to read you a story about a special character who is experiencing a bad case of the jitters. First day jitters. Sarah, dear, time to get out of bed, Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss your first day at your new school, do you? Already I'm noticing something just a little bit different about this story. Sarah is going to a brand new school. You are just embarking on a brand new school year, but both instances can cause us to feel jittery. I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Well, of course you're going, honey, said Mr. Hartwell as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. Oh, I did not like when my mom would do that. She'd come in and put the shades up and it'd be so glaringly bright in there. But it got me out of bed. No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She hunched down to the end of her bed. How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry. You liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. Well, that's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard, and I just hate it. That's all. What will everyone think if you're not there? We told them you were coming. Look at how excited they are. They even brought the police in. They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were home in bed like me, Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Oh, Mr. Hartwell is on the edge. He is not playing anymore. And he used her middle name. We all know what that means when your middle name is used by your parents. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her clothes. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then they were there. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah slumped down into her seat. Oh, Sarah, Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking into the car. There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go. Already, they're welcoming her with open arms. She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry, everyone is nervous that first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. Look at all of those kids. Kind of looks like MGS on the first day of school. When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. Look at them sitting so quietly and peacefully. They look pretty happy to be there. The class looked up at as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet. Have you ever had that happen to you? Where you're new in some place and they bring you up front and they put the spotlight on you? It's a little nerve-wracking for me, but let's see how it turns out for Sarah. Your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. Did you catch that? Did you catch that it was not a child who had the jitters? It was the teacher. And I can assure you, on our first day of school, my stomach will be full of butterflies and jitters. But the moment I see you sitting there looking back at me, eager to get started with our year, those jitters will go away. And I hope that you don't have jitters about your first day of 5th grade. Until we meet again, enjoy your last few days of summer break, and I will see you either on the 15th for back to school night or definitely on the 16th for our first day of school. See you later.